XFM News on
You're tuned to XFM. My name is Barbara Nyamwiza. Kampala Capital City Authority councillors have passed a resolution to name Duster Street Road after former Kampala Mayor Haj Nasantege Sevagala in memory of his contribution towards the development of Kampala. The resolution has been passed during a special council meeting chaired by the KCCA Speaker Abaka Kawalia for council members to pay their tribute to the fallen mayor. According to Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago, the executive passed a resolution to name a road in the city centre after the late Sebagala so as to celebrate his deeds as mayor.
As the executive, we are moving a proposal. We get a road within the central business district here and name it after him within the central business district. That the nitty-gritty can be worked out, but the issue is the principle. We must immortalize Seya. Whether we use the word Seya or Sebagala, it does not matter. What we needed to have is that we have him immortalized in one of our roads.
Family members led by Haj Farouk Ntege have uploaded council members for this cause, saying the road named after their fallen brother has always been historical in their family.
We also have a privilege and humbled today when the council has passed a resolution to have a road named after him. Duster Street has a history in our family because that's where our father and him started working from long time ago. And again has another history, as already earlier mentioned, that his first shop, Fabricano, was also along that road.
On behalf of government, Minister for Lands, Betty Kamia, promised to take on the mantle to ensure that a museum is constructed in memory of Haj Sebagala for his great contribution.
The government of Uganda and the people of Kampala have lost a person whose contribution to the social, economic and political transformation will remain a legacy and inspiration to many. Before I sign off, I need to inform you that the request of the family and friends to build a museum in memory of Alhaji Nasantege Sebagala will be tabled before Cabinet, and you'll be informed of the outcome of that request.
The NRM has submitted over 5 million signatures seconding the President Yoweri Museveni's nomination to contest for presidency in the forthcoming general election. The Deputy Secretary General of the NRM, Richard Tadwong, says they have collected the signatures from the 142 districts, though the law requires at least to have them coming from 98 districts.
We have brought files from 142 districts of Uganda. Each of these districts have collected signatures for average between 40 to 140,000 members. So if you add the total, it can go to way over 5 million signatures that we have brought for the nomination of President Yoweri Museveni.
The acting secretary of the Election Commission, Ronald Mulekwa, after receiving the box files of the signatures, said starting tomorrow, their staff are going to scrutinize the signatures to confirm whether they are eligible voters.
We shall tomorrow start the process of verifying the supporters. And you know, supporters, each person is supposed to support one party or one aspiring candidate for purposes of nomination. You don't support more than one. So I want to thank the NRM for turning up in time and responding to our call so that we are able to facilitate the actual nomination exercise on 2nd and 3rd November 2020.
In other news, civil society organizations and under their umbrella body that have a partnership to inspire, transform and connect the HIV response, which is known as PEACH, launched a one-month campaign dubbed Universal Health Coverage, aimed at marketing health services and making them accessible by everyone. Dr. Ben Chibidige, a member of the consortium, says that access to good medical care is still a very big challenge to many Ugandans, both in rural and urban areas. Dr. Chibidige adds that they will also reach out to government and other key stakeholders to ask them to increase funding to the health sector.
Not every individual can afford to pay for themselves medical care bills. And our country signed to the commitments on the global level to be able to punch in 15% of its national budget towards the health sector. But the case is that has never been achieved. The government has been always putting in between 6 to 7%, which is even not midway of the commitment.
Meanwhile, Dr. Shaban Mugera from the Ministry of Health has also decried low funds to the sector, which makes it hard for them to make medical care universal.
The challenge we experience in terms of ensuring that we achieve universal health coverage is the inadequate resource envelope. Government of Uganda has increasingly stepped up funding for the health sector, and we've tried to do our best. But sometimes when it comes to prioritization, and especially for the people we are talking about, the reason we are here, key populations, we find that the little money that we'll have at any one time, we first prioritize procurement of anti-malarial medicines.
On to sports, the new faces in the Uganda under-17 women's national team are excited for their maiden call-up on the national team, promising to deliver. Among the new faces include goalkeeper Gift Nasasira from Maroons Women Football Club, Winfred Kwatulida from Ginger United FC, Divine Mirembe from Asubo Gafford Ladies FC, and Kamiat Naigaga, among others. The 30-members team, headed by coach Ayub Khalifan, is set to start training in preparation for the 2021 FIFA Under-17 Women World Cup final qualification game against Cameroon.
I've summoned 30 girls to prepare for the qualifiers of the Under-17 FIFA Women Championship. I've not made very many changes on the team that played Sekafa. Actually, I've just added on some 8 players to check on their performance whether I can replace with the team that I had before. But the summoned team is ready to play.
Elsewhere, a court in the Rwandan capital, Kigali, has denied bail to Paul Rusesabagina, the man who inspired Hollywood film Hotel Rwanda about the 1994 genocide. It depicted his efforts to save hundreds of Tutsis at his hotel during the 1994 genocide. He is now facing 13 counts, including charges on terrorism and murder in connection with his alleged support of deadly attacks by a rebel group. He has made no comment on the charges. Last week, he said that though he was part of a group that formed the National Liberation Front rebel movement, it was not for terrorism activities. Mr. Rusesabagina had appealed for bail on the basis of his health and the lack of evidence, but the judge said that he represented a flight risk, according to an independent journalist who was allowed into court. His family alleged he was kidnapped in Dubai and taken to Rwanda. The authorities have not said where he was arrested. His 5 children told a virtual press conference on Thursday that he had been denied an independent team of lawyers. And finally, a bust of renowned Indian independence hero Mahatma Gandhi has been unveiled in the Malawian capital Lilongwe 2 years after critics prevented a Gandhi statue from being erected in the southern city of Blantyre. The Indian High Commission's original plans in 2018 met stiff resistance from some locals who formed the Gandhi Must Fall movement. They accused the Indian leader of having used racial slurs against black Africans and took the matter to court. This time, in Lilongwe, the intention to unveil the bust was not announced in advance, and the Indian diplomats got around any possible objections by sitting it within the grounds of their offices. Friday today marks the birth of Gandhi, who was assassinated in 1948 at the age of 78. The unveiling ceremony was attended by Malawi's Foreign Minister, Eswar Mkaka, who praised Gandhi. There has been no immediate reaction from the Gandhi Must Fall movement. That's it. Thank you so very much for listening to us. My name is Barbara Nyamwiza.
XFM News on point.